WCOW2 in Murraysville, PA, WCOTC. Your start line was right here at the edge of the sidewalk, and it went up to the edge of the sidewalk, up to the building there, along this wall here, wall running along to the edge of the building. The wall was in play, it was not a boundary marker. Wall in play, not a boundary marker. The door here was not in play, and was how you entered to get inside to your interior search. You had one hideout here in the exterior, right here in the crack. Okay? So you had a little bit of a cold, windy day. The first dogs that started off had a lot of snow. You can kind of see here by the end of the day, our conditions got a lot warmer and our snow is melting. But otherwise, your challenge out here was a crack hide. Once you entered inside, this was your first room, and the challenge you had in here, you had one hide under the table, one hide under the table, and one hide on the table. So you had a converging hide problem here. We did have 3 dogs qualify, and then we had multiple dogs get 2 of the 3, and they were basically missing different hides with this problem. And we had multiple handlers that were checking a table 3 times, and then failing to come back and check this table and weren't checking the table here, or vice versa. So just watch that, especially if your dog's taking a long time to process a table hide that they should get relatively quickly. That might be a sign that there's something else closer to it. Quite a few of the dogs did that. Quite a few of the dogs actually found both hides, and the handlers didn't call it too. On your way out of the room, we had one last hide down here on this table. Just about every dog got this hide without a problem. As you pass through this doorway, there was a hide here. A lot of dogs blasted through this doorway out into the space, and they missed this hide. So if you didn't check this threshold or this transition space, and you blasted through here, where you didn't come back, quite a few people missed this hide here on this table. Okay. There was nothing here. There was nothing in the cubby. The stairs were out of play. You then came out into the hallway, and you had this room. In the room, you had an inaccessible in this cabinet. Most of the dogs were successful with this. It was right in here on the door. Okay, and the door was shut. You then had a hide back here on the table. Most of the dogs were successful with that hide too. You then came into this room and had an inaccessible hide here in this cabinet. As the day went on, this hide started to pool underneath of this table, and a couple dogs had a hard time with the pooling odor. Most of the dogs would circle the table a time or 2 and then shoot right back over this cabinet and work it out without a problem. But 1 or 2 of the dogs did struggle with that table and working out the pooling odor from this cabinet hide. Coming down this hallway, you had no hides. All of the space was blank. Okay. These 2 doors were not in play. So there were a total of 9 hides. You had 11 minutes in this space, and you had 2 inaccessible hides. You had an outside crack hide, and then you had those 3 converging hide problems. And we had 3 dogs total qualify out of, I believe, 17.